The wind howled across the dead plains of planet Vorka. The sky was a dull purple, with two suns hiding behind dark storm clouds. The small military outpost stood alone, silent, forgotten, and half-broken. Inside the outpost, human soldier Ryan Briggs sat near a weak heater, reading an old book. He had been stationed here for months, guarding nothing, with no one to talk to. Every day was the same dust, silence, boredom. But tonight, something changed. A loud crash echoed outside the outpost. Metal hit the ground. Ryan jumped up, grabbed his pulse rifle, and stepped outside. The wind hit him hard. Sand stung his face. He scanned the area with sharp eyes. Then he saw it. Lying near the edge of the base was a strange creature, a four-legged being, thin and shaking. It had silver fur with glowing blue lines across its body. Its eyes were bright green and wide with pain. It looked like a mix between a wolf, a machine, and something alien. Ryan raised his rifle. "Don't move." The creature didn't. Instead, it blinked slowly, then spoke. "Please. Help," it said in broken English. Its voice was soft, female, and full of pain. Ryan froze. "You can talk?" he asked. The creature gave a weak nod. "No time. They will find me." Ryan looked around. No sign of others. Just this one creature. It wasn't attacking. It was bleeding, and cold, and scared. Against all rules. Against all orders. Ryan lowered his rifle. "All right, come inside. But if you bite me, I'll shoot," he warned. The creature gave a weak sound, something like a chuckle. "I won't bite. Promise." Ryan helped her inside. She was heavy, almost as big as a horse, but she leaned on him gently. Inside, he placed her near the heater. She curled up inside, her breathing slow. "Name?" Ryan asked, still holding his rifle. "Kira," she said. "What are you?" Kira looked at him. "Warrior, scout, from the Kelry race." "You are human?" "Yeah, Ryan Briggs. Earth soldier." "Why are you here?" Kira closed her eyes. "Crashed, shot down." "Alone." Ryan noticed her side was wounded, burned, probably from plasma fire. He grabbed his old medkit and began cleaning her wound. She winced but didn't fight him. "Thank you. You're lucky I'm bored out here," Ryan muttered as he bandaged her. He noticed something strange. Her skin was warm, but her blood shimmered like liquid metal. She had no collar, no tags, no weapons. Just silence. When he finished, Kira opened her eyes again. "Ryan," she said softly. "Why did you help me?" Ryan looked at her for a moment, then shrugged. "Didn't want to see something intelligent die in the cold," he said. Kira gave a tired smile. "Most would have left me." "Well, I'm not most." She closed her eyes. "Then you must prepare." Ryan frowned. "Prepare? For what?" But Kira didn't answer. She had already passed out. That night Ryan couldn't sleep. He kept staring at the strange creature resting near the heater. She looked peaceful now, but something about her words stayed in his mind. "You must prepare." Prepare. For what? The next morning, Kira woke with a low growl. Ryan was already up, cooking basic rations. "You're still alive," he said. "I heal fast," she replied, stretching her legs. She walked slowly, testing her strength. Ryan handed her water. She sniffed it first, then drank. For a few minutes, neither spoke. The silence was calm. Finally, Kira said, "You live here alone?" "Yep, just me and the dust. No family?" Ryan's face turned distant. "Not anymore." Kira didn't push. Instead, she walked over to a broken screen and sat beside it, watching the storm outside. "I like the quiet here," she said. "You're not afraid they'll come looking for you?" "They will," she said simply. "But I'm not afraid. I've found what I needed." Ryan tilted his head. "What's that?" Kira looked at him. "A protector." Ryan gave a short laugh. "I'm not a hero." Kira's voice turned soft. You don't need to be. Just stay. Near. Ryan felt something strange in his chest. Not fear, not confusion, just something warm. Like this creature wasn't just a guest, but something more. Before he could speak, Kira looked down at her body. Her fur pulsed faintly. She placed one paw over her stomach and whispered, "It has begun." Ryan stood up fast. "What has?" Kira looked at him. Her eyes glowed a little brighter. "You should prepare, human. We're having puppies." The morning sun on planet Vorka was harsh, rising like a fireball behind the storm clouds. Orange light leaked through the cracks of the broken outpost. But Ryan wasn't thinking about the sun. He was staring at Kira. She stood in the corner, her glowing fur faintly shining in the dim room. Her eyes were fixed on the floor, calm but focused. She had just said the one thing that made Ryan's brain freeze. "We're having puppies." For a full minute he didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even blink. Then finally, "What do you mean we?" Kira turned her head and gave a tired smile. "You helped me. Saved me. That made the bond." Ryan pointed at himself. "I'm a soldier, a human. You're a no-offense talking space dog. This is crazy." Kira walked over, slow and smooth. Her steps made no sound. "I am not a dog," she said calmly. "I am a Kelry. Our kind chooses our mate not by blood, but by instinct, by connection." Ryan backed up a little. Okay, just let's slow down. What bond?" "I didn't sign anything." Kira sat down with a quiet huff. "It doesn't require paper. When I was near death, your touch, your kindness, it linked us. In my culture, that moment means everything." Ryan rubbed his face with both hands. "I gave you bandages." "That's all." "No," Kira said. "You gave protection. You risked punishment from your kind to save me. That is more than most Kelry males would do." Ryan sighed and paced the room. His heart was racing. Part of him wanted to laugh. Another part felt strangely proud. Kira noticed his silence. "Do not fear," she said. "The puppies will not harm you. They will be part of both worlds." "Both?" Ryan echoed. "Wait, how is that even possible? We're not even the same species." Kira's expression turned serious. "You don't know everything about your kind, Ryan. Long ago, the Kelry met your ancestors in the stars. Before your Earth had cities. There was mixing. A few lineages survived. Rare." Ryan blinked. "Are you saying I have alien DNA?" "Just enough," she nodded. Ryan sat down slowly. "Okay, this day officially wins the Weirdest Day of My Life award." Kira stood up and walked toward the tool bench. She sniffed a few wires and bits of metal, then looked back at him. "I need a safe place to give birth," she said. "This outpost is too exposed." Ryan frowned. "You're injured. You shouldn't move much." "I heal fast," she replied. "Yeah, you said that." "Still." He looked at the worn-out scanner near the window. "I could check the old mining tunnels east of here. No patrols go that far." Kira nodded. "That would be good. Soon the changes will begin." Ryan noticed a strange shimmer under her skin, like tiny pulses of light. She wasn't just pregnant. She was transforming. Later that day, Ryan fixed up a hover sled using broken gear parts and a rusty power cell. Kira rested while he worked, occasionally giving advice. "You're good at machines," he said. "I was a tech warrior before the war," she replied. "We used our minds as much as our claws." Ryan looked at her for a moment. "You've been quiet about the war. Who were you running from?" Kira's ears lowered. "My own kind." Ryan froze. "They want to erase hybrids," she said quietly. "They fear what the next generation might become." Ryan's stomach turned cold. "So if they find you, they will end us," she said simply. That night, Ryan stood outside the outpost, staring at the stars. He thought about Earth, about his old life, about how everything could change with a single moment, a single choice. Behind him, Kira walked. Out, her fur glowed brighter now. Her body was stronger, healed. But her eyes held fear. "They're getting close," she whispered. "I can feel them." "How?" Ryan asked. "Because I was once one of them," she said. "I know how they think." Ryan looked at her, really looked. Not as a creature, not as a soldier, but as someone scared. Someone expecting. Someone he was now responsible for. He took a deep breath and said, "Then we better move fast." Before sunrise, they packed what little supplies they had. Ryan led the way, scanning the horizon. Kira rode on the sled, her eyes watching every shadow. The wind blew harder now. The air felt heavy. Like something big was coming. As they crossed a ridge, Ryan heard a faint hum behind them. He looked back. 3 dark ships were coming from the sky, fast and silent. "Too late," Kira whispered. Ryan grabbed his weapon and turned the sled to full speed. Asterisk. Ryan had faced death before on battlefields, in burning dropships, even in silent vacuum suits floating between broken starships. But nothing felt like this. Nothing prepared him for the truth Kira had just told him. "You're bonded to me. Human. And now I carry life born of that bond." They raced across the wastelands, the old hover sled shaking beneath them. The 3 enemy ships above cast long shadows over the desert, scanning, searching. Kira lay low behind Ryan, her body pressed to the sled's surface, eyes glowing dimly. She wasn't just sick. She was changing, growing warmer, stronger. And stranger, Ryan's hands gripped the controls tighter. "Tell me everything, Kira. No more secrets." Kira didn't speak right away. The wind blew her silver fur like flames. Finally she said, "The Kelry bond is rare, sacred. It is more than emotion. It is survival, evolution. It joins spirit, flesh, and mind." Ryan glanced back. "And you chose me?" Kira didn't blink. "Yes. But I didn't do anything. You didn't run. You didn't leave me behind. You touched me when I was broken. That's enough." They reached a narrow canyon. Ryan parked the sled under an overhang and jumped off. "We need to hide. Now." Kira limped slightly as she followed. The glow under her skin was brighter now, pulsing like a heartbeat. She winced with each step, but said nothing. Inside the canyon wall, Ryan found an old mining shaft. A cracked metal door stood open. They slipped inside just as one of the ships passed overhead, humming like a ghost. Inside, the air was cool and dry. Dust covered the floor. Old tools lay scattered. It wasn't much, but it was hidden. Ryan lowered his rifle and turned to her. "Okay, talk. Puppies, bonding, glowing skin. What's happening to you?" Kira sat down slowly. "The bond unlocked. Something inside me. My body is preparing for hybrid birth. It's never happened before. Not in our history." Ryan's heart beat faster. "So this is new for everyone?" Kira nodded. "That's why they want to stop it. The elders fear change. But evolution doesn't ask for permission." She touched her belly gently. "They are growing fast, too fast. It's like something ancient has awakened." Ryan knelt beside her. "And me? What happens to me now?" Kira looked deep into his eyes. "You are the protector. Their father by bond. You are connected now, more than you know." Ryan sat back. "I was trained for war, not fatherhood." Kira gave a soft laugh. "None of us were trained for this. Hours passed." Ryan used scrap metal to seal the front door. He set up old solar lamps and checked the air vents. Kira rested, breathing slow and heavy. Suddenly, she tensed. A ripple moved across her belly, glowing, alive. "They're close," she said. "The children. They feel aware." Ryan blinked. "You mean they can think already?" "They feel me. And I feel them. Their thoughts are simple, but strong, curious." Ryan didn't know what to say. It was too much, too fast. But when he looked at her, he didn't see a beast. He saw someone fighting for her life. And their children. I'll keep you safe, he said. Kira's tail moved slightly. I know, that's why they chose you. Later, while Ryan scanned the area outside using a broken signal tower, Kira walked deeper into the mine. She found an old mirror on the wall, cracked, dusty. She looked at herself. Her eyes weren't just green now, they shimmered with gold. Her teeth were sharper. Her fur had strange markings glowing across her face and neck. She was becoming something new. A mix of Kelry and human. She whispered to her reflection. I was a soldier once. Now I'm a mother. The galaxy will never be ready. Just then, pain shot through her legs. She dropped to the ground, gasping. Ryan rushed in seconds later. Kira. She looked up, her voice shaking. The bond. It's changing me. Faster than I expected. Ryan knelt beside her, heart pounding. What do I do? Kira grabbed his hand, not with claws, but with warmth. Stay with me, no matter what, he nodded. I'm not going anywhere. Outside the mine, one of the dark ships hovered low. A figure stepped out, tall, armored, and silent. Its eyes glowed red. It scanned the area, then looked toward the mine. Inside, Kira whispered, They've found us. Ryan raised his rifle. Then let them come. Asterisk, the desert wind screamed like a dying beast as the sun vanished behind the rocks. The first cold stars of night blinked above the canyon. Inside the mine, Ryan had a plan. Outside the mine, death was coming. Kira lay curled on a worn blanket. Her body pulsed faintly with golden light. Her breathing was slow but deep, focused. Her belly moved again, shifting with life inside. Ryan knelt near her, checking her pulse. They're getting closer, Kira nodded. They will come in silence. They always do. Ryan loaded his rifle and pulled a small metal box from his bag. You rest, I'll buy us some time. Kira opened one glowing eye. You can't stop them alone. I'm not stopping them, Ryan said, standing. I'm slowing them. Minutes later, he crept outside the mine and placed 3 blinking orbs in the sand. Old, Earth-made proximity charges. Not powerful, but enough to cause panic. Ryan looked up at the cliffs. Shadows moved. Then he saw a tall, black armored cavalry soldier crouching like a predator on the ridge. It wasn't just scanning. It was smelling. Inside the mine, Kira forced herself to sit up. Her breath shook. The pups inside her moved like fire under her skin. She touched the cave wall and whispered old words, Kelry words. The wall shimmered faintly. An ancient marking appeared. It was a nesting sigil, a place from her people's past. Long forgotten. This is sacred ground, she whispered. They won't stop them here. They'll burn it. Outside, Ryan's trap triggered. Boom. A blinding flash lit the night. One soldier flew backward, his armor scorched. The others leapt away, alert now. Ryan sprinted back toward the mine. Lasers lit the dark sky. He dove through the metal entrance just as a bolt blasted the rock behind him. Kira, move. He shouted. She stood shakily. I can't run. Ryan grabbed her. Then we fight. They didn't have many weapons, just one pulse rifle, a stun blade, and Ryan's fists. But they had will. And something worth protecting. The mine began to shake as enemy steps thundered above. Then, silence. Ryan aimed his rifle at the entrance. Dark figure dropped in, massive, armored, and glowing red. It didn't speak. It just stepped forward, calm and sure. Ryan fired. The bolt hit the creature's chest, but bounced off. The cavalry soldier raised its hand. A wave of pressure hit Ryan, throwing him back. Kira growled low. The glow from her belly shot up her body. Her legs straightened. Her tail rose. Her voice deepened. I will not lose them. The soldier lunged. Kira met it mid-air. Claw against claw. She moved like lightning, her pain gone, her strength returned. She bit into the creature's neck and ripped off its helmet. Underneath was metal. A reaver, she hissed. Not a soldier, a machine. Ryan got up, bleeding from his head. That's no Kelry. Kira jumped back as sparks flew from the machine's throat. They sent reavers. It means the elders are afraid. More. Footsteps echoed through the mine. They're sending more, Ryan said, looking down the tunnel. Kira, you need to go. Now. Kira turned toward the back of the cave. There's a hidden tunnel. From the old times, I saw the signs. Ryan nodded. Lead the way, I'll cover you. Kira hesitated. You'll die. Maybe, he said. But if I don't, we all die. Kira turned, her body glowing like gold fire. She whispered. A word and the back wall of the mine shimmered again. A narrow path opened. She ran. Ryan fired into the dark. Reavers poured into the mine claws, scraping the walls. Glowing red eyes hungry for blood. He held his ground, his rifle emptied. He used the stun blade. Then his fists. He screamed as metal claws slashed his chest, but he didn't stop. Behind him, the tunnel glowed. Kira looked back, trembling. The pups inside her moved again. For the first time she felt fear, not for herself, but for the one who stayed behind. She wanted to turn back, but she ran. For the children. For the bond for him. Ryan fell as the last. Charge exploded, shaking the mine. The rocks collapsed. Silence. Dust. Then. Darkness. Far away. In a hidden part of the canyon, Kira emerged alone. The wind was cold. The stars were bright. She looked up and whispered, "Don't be dead." She lay on the sand and wrapped her tail around her belly. The pups kicked again, alive. And now, angry. The world was quiet. Too quiet. Dust floated in the air like frozen ash. The mine had collapsed behind her, and Kira was alone again. But this time, she wasn't just a soldier. She was a mother. And somewhere under the broken rocks was the only one she trusted. Kira limped through the narrow tunnel, every step echoing. Her body still glowed, but dimmer now, tired, drained. The pups inside her had stopped kicking for a moment, as if they were listening. Waiting. Ryan. She whispered. No answer. Only the sound of dripping water and wind crawling through the cracks. The tunnel opened into a wide underground chamber. The air felt old. The walls were carved with strange symbols, Kelry runes, glowing faintly and pale. Blue. They moved like liquid. Ancient tech. Older than her people's history books. Kira walked to the center and placed her paw on a small stone pillar. It lit up. The room responded. Suddenly, the walls began to shift. Vines retracted. Dust blew away. Stone peeled back to reveal smooth silver metal. A large ring glowed from the ceiling. Lights circled it slowly, casting soft warmth into the chamber. This wasn't a mine. This was a nesting cavern. A sacred place, once lost. A place where Kelry females once gave birth safely. Far from war. It had been waiting for her. Kara lowered herself to the ground, resting on a soft patch of moss that had somehow survived over centuries. Her breath was slow. The pain was rising again. Her claws scratched the stone gently as she whispered, "They are near." And she didn't mean the reavers. She meant the pups. They were coming, too soon. She closed her eyes and focused. Her mind reached inward deep into the bond. And for the first time, she didn't feel just her own thoughts. She felt theirs. Images, sounds, warmth, a tiny heartbeat, and then something else. A pulse. Weak, but alive. Ryan. He wasn't dead. Her eyes opened wide. He was alive, buried, but breathing. She felt him through the bond, distant, injured, but fighting. She clenched her jaw. "Hold on, human." Meanwhile, deep beneath the rubble, Ryan coughed dust out of his lungs. His body was broken, arm twisted, ribs cracked, face bleeding, but his heart still beat. In the darkness, He opened one swollen eye. Everything hurt, but one thought kept him alive. Kira is still out there. And she needs me. He reached for the small black device on his belt, an emergency beacon. Crushed. Then he did something foolish. He started to crawl. Back in the cavern, Kira pressed her forehead to the stone. Her body to ENC. It was time. The first surge of pain hit her like fire. Growled low, biting her lip. Then the chamber lights grew brighter. As if responding to her. The markings on the walls began to pulse, echoing her heartbeat. She didn't know if it was magic or science, but it felt like the cavern understood. It was helping. One by one, the pups began to emerge. Small, glowing, silent. They didn't cry. They looked at her with wide, bright eyes that shimmered like stars. Some had soft fur, like her. Some had fingers, like Ryan, hybrids, something new, something the galaxy had never seen. She was too tired to speak, too tired to think. She just wept softly, joyfully as they curled against her. But in her mind, one voice still echoed, "Where is he?" Suddenly, a quiet beep echoed from the side wall. A faint red light blinked on the cavern door. Movement. Kira's ears twitched. She rose to her feet slowly, painfully, and faced the entrance. Her pup stirred behind her. Warm and quiet, the door opened. A figure stumbled in, covered in dirt, blood, and broken armor. He fell to his knees. "Ryan!" Kira gasped, rushing to him. He looked up, coughing. "You left the door open." She caught him before he hit the ground. "You made it," she whispered, voice shaking. He gave a weak smile. "Did I miss anything?" She turned his face gently toward the pups. He stared. And his eyes filled with tears. "They're beautiful," he said. "You should prepare, human," Kira whispered with a soft laugh. "They have your stubbornness." Ryan collapsed beside her, exhausted but alive. And surrounded by the future. Silence. That was the first thing Ryan noticed after waking. No gunfire, no explosions, no machines. Just soft breathing, and the sound of tiny paws shifting in the moss beside him. His eyes opened slowly. The cavern ceiling above glowed in gentle blue rings. Ancient Kelry tech still alive. Still working. Ryan sat up, wincing. His ribs screamed with pain. His arm was stiff and swollen. But he was breathing. Alive. He looked to his right. Kira lay beside him, curled protectively around four small pups. With her silvery fur and glowing markings. One with darker skin and sharp eyes, and one with human-like hands but calorie ears. All were sleeping peacefully. Kira lifted her head the moment she felt Ryan move. "You're awake," she whispered. Ryan gave a weak smile. "I thought I was dead." "You almost were." He glanced at the pups. "They're real, not a dream." Kira's voice softened. "They are more than real. They are the next step." Ryan leaned back against the wall. "I've seen war. I've seen weapons that could melt cities, but nothing has ever made me feel this afraid." Kira tilted her head. "Afraid?" Ryan looked at her. "Because now I have something to lose." Their peaceful moment didn't last. The lights in the cavern flickered. Then came the sound, distant, metallic, echoing through the tunnel. Marching. Keer arose to her feet quickly, her body still tired but her spirit burning again. "They found us." Ryan grabbed a broken stun blade and forced himself up. "Then we stopped them here." Kira looked down at the pups. "They are not ready to run. They're only hours old." Ryan limped to the wall and touched a panel. "Then we hold the line." Suddenly, the ancient symbols on the wall lit up fully, as if answering Ryan's will. A deep voice filled the chamber. Not a person's voice, but a machine's, calm and ancient. Kelry bloodline confirmed. Human hybrid detected. Guardian protocol activated. Kira's eyes widened. "What did you do?" Ryan looked around, surprised. "I just touched the wall." The ground trembled. From the far end of the chamber, two stone panels opened. Came two massive machines, old Calry defense drones, covered in dust and vines, but still active. Their eyes glowed yellow, then blue. Then they turned to Ryan and Kira. Nest under protection. Target threat, Reaver forces. Ryan laughed once, tired and amazed. Looks like the Ancient Ones left us a baby monitor with teeth. Minutes later, the Reavers came. 6 of them. Bigger than before, sharper, faster. They crawled through the broken outer tunnel like insects, red eyes glowing with hunger. Keira stood in front of the pups, Ryan beside her, and the drone stepped forward, humming like living thunder. The cavern turned into a battleground. The first Reaver leapt only to be caught mid-air by one drone's clawed arm and crushed instantly. The second fired plasma bolts. The cavern walls lit up, but the drone's shields flared to life, bouncing the shots away. Ryan used the chaos to stab a third Reaver in the back with his broken blade. Sparks flew. Kira tore into another with a strength she didn't even understand anymore. She was no longer just Calry. She was Mother. And she was done running. But the fight was not easy. One Reaver got past the drones and charged toward the pups. Ryan screamed, diving to block it. Then the smallest pup opened its eyes and howled. The sound was high-pitched, sharp, and wrong. Not animal, not human. Something else. The Reaver froze in midair. Its systems glitched. It fell to the ground, twitching. Keira looked back in shock. They're already learning, Ryan grinned. They've got your fight. And maybe my attitude. The last Reaver ran, broken, scared. The drones didn't chase. The cavern went still. Again. Blood, smoke, dust. But they were alive. All of them. Ryan dropped to the floor, his whole body shaking. I never want to do that again. Kira moved beside him, pressing her forehead to his. You won't have to. We're stronger now. They turned to the pups who were awake watching, blinking. Curious. The little one that howled walked toward Ryan and climbed into his lap. He looked down, eyes wide. What do I do? Kira smiled. Hold him. Ryan picked up the warm, glowing little creature. It licked his chin. He laughed. Guess he likes me. He should, Kira said softly. You're his father. Ryan looked at her. So, what now? Kira stood and looked toward the stars shining through a crack in the cavern ceiling. Now, she said, we raise them. We protect them. And when they're ready. She looked back at Ryan, her voice steady. They will change the galaxy. 3 months later, the deserts of planet Vorka were still silent, still lonely, still deadly, but not empty. High in the canyons, in a hidden place now shielded with scavenged metal and ancient Calry tech, a new life had begun. The nesting cavern had become a home. Ryan stood near the entrance, holding a strange metal cup filled with steaming alien tea. His arm was mostly healed. His scars were still visible. But his eyes, they looked different now. Not the eyes of a tired soldier, the eyes of a father. Behind him, soft yipping filled the air. The pups were growing fast, no longer tiny. Their eyes glowed with emotion, and they could already speak a few words in both human and Calry. One climbed a wall like a spider. Another bent light around itself until it was invisible. One was learning how to fix broken machines better than Ryan ever could. And the smallest, the one who had howled during the Reaver attack. He was quiet, but when he looked at you, it felt like he was reading your soul. Kira watched her children with pride and a calm that Ryan had never seen in her before. Her body had changed to stronger, sharper but warmer. She moved like a queen now, a mother, a guardian of something that had never existed in the galaxy until now. That night, under the stars, Kira and Ryan sat side by side while the pups played. Ryan spoke first. So, we're parents. That's still weird to say, Kira smirked. It's even stranger to live. He laughed softly, then turned serious. They're amazing, Kira. Smarter than me already. Stronger than both of us. But I keep thinking, what happens when the galaxy finds out? Kira's eyes narrowed. It will come for them. That is sure. Then we hide? Kira shook her head. No, we prepare. Ryan stared at her, then looked up at the stars. They'll want to take them, study them, maybe destroy them. They'll try, Kira said calmly. But they won't succeed. Not with you. Not with me, and not with them. As if. Hearing her, the smallest pup climbed onto a nearby rock and looked at the stars. Father, the pup said in a quiet voice. Why are they afraid of us? Ryan blinked. It was the first time the pup had spoken a full sentence. He knelt beside him. Because people are afraid of things they don't understand. The pup tilted his head. Then we should help them understand. Ryan smiled and nodded. Yeah, someday. 2 days later, a small silent drone floated above the canyon. It was Kelry design, old, stealth class. It recorded the cave entrance. It scanned heat signatures. It captured movement dot, and it transmitted the signal. Back to the Elder Council dot inside the cavern, Kira paused. Her ears twitched. They know, she whispered. Ryan stepped forward. They're watching? Kira didn't look surprised. Let them. Ryan raised a brow. You sound confident. She turned to him, eyes glowing gold. Because this time, we're not alone. Behind them, the 4 pups lined up. Taller now. Their eyes locked forward. The smallest stepped ahead. Let them come, he said softly. We will not run. That night, Ryan recorded a message, not a threat, not a warning, just a truth. To those out there watching, you tried to erase her. You failed. You feared what we could create. Now it lives, breathes, and waits. We are not your experiment. We are not your mistake. We are your future. Try to take it, and you'll face a family. He closed the recording. Kira smiled beside him. It's a good message. Ryan shrugged. Short and honest. Very human, she teased. He looked down at the pups who were now sleeping in a pile of warmth and light. Then he whispered to her, You should prepare, Kira. She raised an eyebrow. For what? Ryan grinned. For how crazy it's gonna be raising 4 galaxy-breaking kids in a cave. Kira laughed. A sound rare for her. I'm ready. And far beyond the stars, on distant battle councils and silent thrones, ancient eyes stared at the message. They didn't know what these children would become. But they knew one thing. They had waited too long. The future was no longer theirs to control. It had already arrived.